Is Lamont Roach ducking Gary Russell Jr.?
I need y'all to get the likes up, man. Get the likes up.
Mr. Gary Russell Jr. returned last night against Hugo Castaneda. Stopped him in the third round. Very impressive performance considering Gary Russell Jr. hasn't been in the ring for 3 years, probably 3.5 years. But is Lamont Roach ducking Gary Russell Jr.? Gary Russell Jr. expressed interest in facing Lamont Roach Jr. and Gervonta Tank Davis.
Deep end. Soon this fight over with, if I get his way up out of here, I want Lamont Roach next. Lamont Roach, Tank Davis.
An all-out DMV area fight.
There you go. Let's see who the best in the area is, and then we can broaden our horizon from there.
You guys never mix it up with each other, like coming up in the amateurs?
Nah. They came up after me.
Okay, so they always knew who you were.
You already know they knew the time.
Olympian.
And as we know, Gary Russell Jr., now 37 years old, with 32 wins, with 2 losses, 19 KOs, he always putting that pressure on guys. And for years, Gary Russell Jr. was never able to get the big names in the ring. For whatever reason, Gary Russell Jr. is just never able to get the big names in the ring. Had some injuries, right? His father passed away, so he kind of took over as leader of the family. I believe he adopted one of his younger brothers, if I'm not mistaken, right? So Gary Russell Jr. been taking care of business outside of boxing for the past 3 years, taking care of his family. And now he's back, and he looked really good in his return. Looked fast, looked sharp. Still looked like Gary Russell Jr. got some fire left in them hands. A lot of the older fighters, so a lot of these guys still got something left. Keith Thurman, a lot of the guys that's in their upper 30s, they still looking good, right? We in a different time now. Like guys in their late 30s now could probably compete on average at a higher level than they probably used to can, right? Probably there's going to be more guys probably competing at a high level at a later age than it used to be yesteryear, right? That's just what it's starting to look like. But Gary Russell Jr. looked really good in his fight. But Lamont Roach Jr., man. Lamont Roach Jr., after putting up that performance with Tank Davis, we don't know if the fight with Tank Davis is going to happen going into this rematch because of Tank Davis' personal reasons, right? We don't know if that fight's even going to happen. But Lamont Roach had quite a bit to say in regards to what was going on last night. Oh, man, boy, I tell you. And Lamont Roach Jr., this is some of the stuff he said. I got it on the screen for you, but I'm going to read some of it. He says, LOL, man, don't waste my time mentioning this old, bad, short-wearing ass ninja no more. I promise I will not respond. That was a good body shot, though, right? So he said don't mention his name anymore. So I guess fans was mentioning Lamont Roach, Gary Russell Jr. Now, they all from the same area, right? The DMV area. That makes way too much sense, and it's made too much sense for years. I never understood why guys was avoiding. Tank Davis didn't want. These guys are terrified of Gary Russell Jr. on that side. Think about back in the day, back when Gary used to be pressing Tank. Tank did not want to mention his name at all. That's the big homie. And Gary was the big homie back then. He had them dudes shook. He had the amateurs rattling back in the day. And they still feel that shit today, bro. Just based off some of the stuff they saying. Then Lamont says here, LOL, casuals was hollering the same shit about Buddy. Look where it got y'all. Upsetting your feelings to this day. I'm telling y'all what I know. More real shit. But let's make the fight. Who else you gonna fight? Gary coming up to 35. Tank ain't about to fight right now. That's likely not going to happen. Who you going to fight?
This nigga's scared.
And then he says, Adam's Boxing Show, salute to Adam's Boxing Show. Some of you probably see them throughout social media. He responds and says, you and Gary should fight for the area. You signing to fight him would keep him active too. Make it happen. He says, I don't give a about him or his activity. That sounded personal right there, right? That sounded a little personal. They from the same area, if I'm not mistaken, bro. Ain't they both from D.C.? That sounded a little personal. And then he reposted somebody saying, I've been saying it. Don't downgrade yourself, dog. All the dogs want to be in the ring with you. That none of fighting every 67 years. So Lamont Roach, this is what he's thinking. This is what he's thinking, y'all. Bro, you had, all right, and I like Lamont Roach, y'all, as we know. I was rooting for him in the Tank fight. I'm one of the few guys out here that believe he had his chance. Don't sleep on this guy. But right here, y'all know, we call it a spade a spade. It's my first time even reading this as I'm doing this video. So basically, bro, you high-siding on him. You went to a draw with Tank, bro. You didn't, like...
This nigga's scared.
And if we're honest, even though Gary been out of the game for about 3 years, Gary Russell Jr. name when he was present in the game had more of a on the sport than yours do, bro. Even though you fought Tank. Gary had dudes running, bro. To the point where he had to call out Bud Crawford and get some shit started with him. Gary Russell Jr., only guys with balls got in the ring with Gary. Lomachenko. This is why I be so big on Loma for years. Y'all probably think like, why? But you don't like Loma. Loma gangster, bro. Nobody wants to fight Mr. Gary Russell Jr., bro. Yeah, he may fight a few of those Asian guys, those Filipino guys. That's because they fearless anyway. They don't give a shit. Those Thai guys, those Filipino, they don't give a shit. They'll fight. But guys like Lamont Roach Jr.,
This nigga's scared.
that's what it's looking like, bro. It's looking like he's scared. Don't start this now, man. Gary Russell Jr., he called you out specifically. He knew exactly what he wanted. He said it clearly, like he's been targeting you. I feel good at 135. I stopped old boy. Looked real good in the fight. Hands still fast. Feeling strong. My shoulder feeling good now. Right? So, I don't know. I expect this to happen. I expected more traction. I mean, Lamont Roach, seems like he don't want no action. That's crazy, right? Lamont Roach seems like he about that action, though. So this tells me that Gary Russell Jr. is really about that smoke, and nobody wanted to mess with this dude. Like, think about over the years, bro. If you've been following boxing for a long time, Gary Russell Jr. is one of the more, and this is when I bring up guys that was avoided in boxing that may not have the best resumes, that had a lot of skills. I always mention Gary Russell Jr. He was one of the dudes that was avoided, and for good reason. And you could see the energy. You saw the energy for years back when he was pressing Tank. And he even took a shot at Floyd just to try to get at Tank. It didn't work. They didn't want no smoke, Mr. Gary Russell Jr. And now, Lamont Roach don't seem to want no smoke either. But tell me what you guys think. Gary Russell Jr. returned last night. Looked great. Lamont Roach Jr., he called him out. He called out Tank. Is that really the fight to make? Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.